Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Sacred Fun Room, and thank you for coming to visit. I'm your friend, Melissa Mojo Bee. This is because Melissa means being Greek, and I like to pollinate positivity, and I also love magic. And I fancy myself a little bit of a wizard, and I think we're all wizards. So I invite you to come into the circle tonight, where we've already called in the 4 directions and the elements, and we're about to do a smoke cleanse, which will be a little bit of magic for us to do together. So let's start with that, and after that we're going to do Reiki healing, a style healing, and energy healing or session, because I don't like to think of us as broken. We're not broken. It's nothing to fix. But there are maybe some blockages or things that could shift around and make things even better. So let's do that tonight together. And I'm going to invite you to even use your hands, or you can just let me send out the energy like this to you. Or we're going to go through the chakras together, the healing positions that we usually use our hands over if we have a person here, or we do it for ourselves. So I'm going to show you how you can do it for yourself while we go through it. So you can also use your magic. And we believe that the light of source energy, which is that of which we all are, and what always has been and always will be, comes out of our palms. And everyone has this ability naturally. And you can put your palms over your eyes or like this and feel how wonderful it feels, right? So I'm going to take you through those positions when we do it later. And like I said, you can choose to either just lay back and relax, or you can go through them and use your magical hands to just power it up. So we're going to start with this, and at the end we're going to have a singing bowl, a magical singing bowl session. So I'm looking forward to doing all of that with you. And we picked a magical match out of the jar. Let's see, is this the match? Sometimes we need more than one match to start a fire, and that's okay. It's perfectly all right. But this one lit the first time. Aren't we lucky? We're so lucky. Blessed with this fire and the air and the earth and the water. We're going to have a cup of tea as well. I'm going to pour you a cup of tea. So let's start here with a little Palo Santo. The pine wanted to come in so that we could sweep it. Starting up at our crown, to our third eye, our throat, our heart, our solar plexus, sacral chakra, and root chakra. All the way out through our feet, thanks to our beautiful legs and ankles and feet for holding us up. And gratitude to these beautiful bodies of ours that are perfectly perfect, just the way they are. Smells so good. Thank you for sharing in the smoke with me. Let's just breathe it in and out for a minute. Very good. One more time. Okay, now that we're feeling all this good energy between us, how about I pour us a cup of tea? But first, let's have some water. So, before I even do that for myself, I'm going to pour you a glass of water, okay? This is a beautiful crystal glass. And pure, pure water that contains the intention of the energy we give it. So let's give it some love, okay? I give this wonderful, crystal, clear water the intention for the greatest good for you. Okay? There you go. I love being able to share with you. I'll have a sip too. It was a little more than a sip. It was a good drink. Was yours a good drink too? I sure hope so. Okay, so I brought us some hot water and some lemon. So I'm going to give you 2 lemon cubes. 1, 2. And I'm going to give myself 1 lemon cube. It's a little bit melted. Can you see? So maybe I got a little bit more than 1 anyway. But I like 1 for me and 2 for you. So let me just put that cup here, and I'll put this cup here. I'm going to make yours first. And I thought that we could put in a bay leaf and that we could talk about what bay leaf is good for. Do you see this neat little, I wrote on the back, so that's what that note is. But the neat little jar, let's not spill our tea before we even pour it, shall we? These wizard sleeves are mostly good for giving energy, not so good for pouring tea. But these are bay leaves, and they're very special. They have lots of different powers. We're going to put 1 in yours and 1 in mine. They have powers of manifestation and prosperity. They increase psychic abilities. They can help with divination powers. They're cleansing, creativity, wishes, healing, love, and success. So why not add a little bay leaf to the tea? And also cloves. Let's add a little cloves because it brings in some money. Ooh, the smell is so good too. Money, love, protection, grief. It's protection from grief. Helps us deal with grief. Helps also, again, with the psychic abilities, purification. It can help stop people from gossiping about us and gives us some protection. So those are the lovely magical qualities of the spices that are going into our tea. And then, of course, honey. Some honey for you. And some honey for me. Thank you for coming over to have tea with me. It's such a wonderful time to spend with you. All right, let me pour yours first. Can you see? want to speak softly, but I also want you to hear me. So you can let me know in the comments if you can hear me, okay? Stirring this love in here for you, and the Reiki, and all the benefits that could possibly come of this cup of tea for you. Are you ready? Here it comes. Yay! I'm so glad you can take this tea. Alright, so let me just finish mine as well, so we can have tea together. It's nice to be able to visit, isn't it? I'm so grateful for this. There, I think all that honey sweetness is stirred in. How's your tea? Let me try. Pretty good. I think I put a little more honey in yours. That's okay. Today, I don't need it quite as sweet because I'm feeling extra sweet to be here with you and get to send out some energy healing. So we're going to do that. And while we do that, I'm going to ask you to also envision a white light coming through your crown chakra and down through the third eye as we go through it, and the throat and the heart and the solar plexus and the sacral chakra and the root chakra, and each one of them has a different color, and I'll mention that as we go through. And so you can think about that color, and maybe in that color comes an image, and in that image there might be a symbol for you that you can go look up, like a dream symbol kind of, or like a spirit animal. And so it's kind of a magical way to get in touch with our intuition and see if there's anything there that we can imagine but also find. I was going to turn on the record earlier, but it just seems nice to hear the silence with you and share this silence with you. So again, you can let me know if you prefer the music or this quiet time together. And after we're done, I'll play the singing bowl. And we can play that for about 5 minutes. And we're going to do this session together now. And you can just relax. And we can root our feet to the ground, or if you're sitting cross-legged, you can think about your spine, the base of your spine being the root to the ground. And we'll think of the idea of being both rooted to the ground and open to the divine, the spiral of energy, and the cosmos itself. And what I like to think of is the color as I go through it, and then the white light kind of coming through it. As it clears, the white light comes through and comes through and comes through until we are just this beautiful white light. And white is really all the colors. White is the full spectrum of light. So that actually includes all the rainbow colors. So it's really magical to think about. Magical. I just love that word. It's fun to be a grown-up and still love all the mystic moments of life, and to magnify the joy and be silly sometimes, or a lot of the time. So I invite you to say hello to your silly side also. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we can't play, and that's why we're in the sacred fun room together. So anyways, we think of this magical light coming through this rainbow. It's almost like fairy wings, or you think Pegasus wings, unicorn wings. So we think of that iridescent white, beautiful rain waterfall of light coming through and washing away what doesn't serve us, and bringing in all this fresh new rainbow color that's going to light up our lives and bring all that we want and need, so that we can shine out and share more of our goodness. And that's why we take care of ourselves. And that's why we let other people send us some love. So thank you for letting me send you some love now. So we're going to take some long, deep breaths as we get into this. We're thinking about being rooted down and opened up. And we're asking for the greatest good to come of this session together as we go ahead here now. You can just relax, and you can look at me or close your eyes. And as I lead you through the postures, you can put your hands where I put them. So the first posture would be over your eyes. Okay. So we're just going to do them for about a minute each. And the eyes is the third eye. And that's an indigo color, like the night sky. If you get a big sigh like that, it's quite likely that something is being released and let go. And it's wonderful to witness that. And be grateful for it. Alright, the next posture would be like this. On our chins, like we're resting our head in our hands. Doesn't it feel nice? Like someone's about to kiss you, or your mom or dad is holding your face, looking at you with all that love. Yeah, that's the love we can have for ourselves. So you can put your hands there if you like, or you can just watch me, or close your eyes. This is the same color. It's that indigo color, that night sky color. Is there any images in there for you? In that night sky? Okay. The next one would be the top of our head, the crown chakra, That's a violet color. And often there's a violet flame associated with that crown chakra. So you could put your hands on the top of your head like you're relaxing or like you're thinking. But try not to think. There's nothing you have to do right now. Right now is time for you to just relax and take that energy as I send it for your crown chakra. That violet color. Also, sometimes people see a gold or white color associated with this chakra. This is the chakra of realization and intuition. Okay, there's one more for the crown chakra. Both the third eye and the crown, which is for our divine inspiration and our connection to the cosmos and universal life and consciousness. And this one, which is our intuition. And they both have two because they are really so much in need of comfort. So this one is just at the back of our head. We put our hands like as if we're leaning back to relax after a long day. And maybe you need to take a big sigh, like so. And just breathe nice and slowly as I send the energy. And the energy flows to you and goes to exactly where it needs to go. The energy already knows. The energy is you and it is me. It's really just this intention that we're sending that becomes so magical and so powerful. Beautiful. You're doing so wonderfully. The next one is for our throat chakra, and it is a light blue, like a robin's egg blue or sky blue or turquoise. And that's for our communication and our creative expression and speaking our authentic truth. So you can just put your hands here. Some people prefer like this. I think I like this. Anyways, wherever it feels comfortable around your throat. And your throat also rules your shoulders and your upper back. So if you have sore shoulders, this will help there too. Breathe slowly and think of that blue color and the light coming down through these colors now. Send it out to you. Is there any images there in that robin's egg blue and that sky blue? Anything that wants to show itself to you like a symbol? As that white light comes through now, rinsing down into the heart, and the solar plexus. We do these together because it feels so nice when we do it this way. So you can find which way feels better. I prefer to have my left hand over my heart and my right hand over my solar plexus. And the heart chakra is obviously about opening our hearts and being loving and kind and forgiving. And it comes down, it's green, and it comes down towards this solar plexus, which is our confidence and our courage and our power. So I'm going to send out, and you can just put your hands there if you feel like it, or like I said, this whole time you could just close your eyes and relax. And the energy is already going exactly where it needs to go. Once we called in this circle and we came in to do this visit together, the energy knew exactly what was going on, and it came in to be with us and do exactly what it needs to do. It's so perfect. Yes. That open heart, green color, like a field. Is there anything there, any symbols? And as the white flows down, that beautiful rainbow white color, iridescent color flows down into the yellow. We go into the solar plexus, our courage, our power, our independence. That yellow of the sun. Is there anything there? Any symbols that want to show themselves to you? Wonderful. Wonderful. I feel it working too. Okay, now we're going to come down to the warmth of the sacral chakra. That is our sensuality. That is also creativity. It's also awe and enthusiasm and the excitedness of being alive. It's the fire inside of us, you know? So you can just put your hands, so the solar plexus is just below your, you can feel it. It's sort of like a sensitive area. It is sort of a sensitive area indeed right there. And it's a power point, and a lot of power points are sensitive. If there's something that's sensitive or that hurts a bit, it's generally a place where we could give some love and attention, even massage a little bit. So that is one spot that is very sensitive like that. So it's just where you feel that sensitive spot is the solar plexus, just sort of in the middle of our rib cage, just right about there. And then the sacral chakra is just about where our belly button is. And that's that orange, fire color in the belly, the passion. Here, I just feel like putting my hood up for a while, okay? I just feel like getting really cozy. So you can put your hands like this, one over top of the other. Feels comfortable, feels nice. You feel that warmth of your own hands. Or maybe you're just relaxing and letting the light flow through you as I send it out like this. I see that orange, fiery color. And ask if there's anything there that wants to show itself to you. To be a special symbol for you that you could maybe look up later. That white light's coming down through that orange as we go down to the root chakra. The root chakra at the very base of our spine, at the very base of our belly. You know, sometimes we get a little anxiety in these areas, and it's good to do this anytime we're feeling some kind of anxiety in any of these spots. And this one too. It's something that works wonders, and no one's gonna look at you funny for just putting your hands there and having the intention that it is working. So here we see the red color, and this is our base. This is our relationship to the earth, to the material world here. It controls our fight or flight quite often, so it is definitely a good place to hold our hands when we're having some anxiety. And I know sometimes it's hard not to have anxiety, so I'm going to send some extra attention that way in case you've been feeling overwhelmed. The tape just said 3131 as I said that. Thank you for being with me for this time. It's so important, and if you've chosen to put your hands over or on these positions on yourself, you can be so proud of yourself and feel this doubly magnified energy and intention that is happening here, because really, like I say, we're all wizards, and we work the best magic for ourselves. We make our own medicine the best for ourselves. So that's one of the reasons I really loved Reiki, is because it taught us to do self-healing every day. You know, where possible, but it's kind of one of those things that you just do in the morning or at night in bed if you can't do it any other time, and you'll find yourself just doing it during the day sometimes. Anyways, but it's so wonderful to empower ourselves, especially when things are overwhelming or sad. And I'm sending lots of healing out for you. Energy for any sadness and grief, any feelings of overwhelm or oppression, any anxiety, overactiveness, overthinking. Just really letting that all go into the earth now as that white energy and that white light comes down through our crown chakra all the way down through our spine and through that column of energy they call Kundalini energy, and that column that's our spine. It's like a spiral, like a unicorn spiral of white iridescent rainbow energy. And now we have really done a beautiful session together, and I'm gonna just go and smooth those energies out here, okay? Just like that waterfall, just this last smoothing and refreshing and rinsing. Yes. So lovely. That's it. Yes. May anything that's not serving us water the earth and grow something beautiful. Thank you for spending this time with me. Let's have a sip of that water and tea. I hope you were having some sips. Or if not, that you were just so relaxed that you didn't even think about it. Be sure not to get a clove. It's okay, it won't hurt you, but don't swallow it. Okay, let's get that sound bowl out. And sometime this week, I'm going to write some about all the different ways that sound can be healing. And if we're doing a sound bowl healing for ourselves, this is how we can hold it. Some people hold it, I think they hold it like so, but I prefer to hold it in the palm of my hand, like we were talking about, because that's that energetic center. And then it's going to be around the outside, but first we just I like to hit it once and listen to the resonance. I'm sorry if that was a little loud. Well, we're coming out of our nice little session now, and hopefully either you're going to go on with the rest of your day, have a wonderful day, or after this healing bowl starts singing to you, it will just lull you off to sleep. And we could have that chime together to just get all of our attention and gather our focus so we can magnify this energy one last time as we send it out and pour this overflowing cup of energy to fully energize your entire body and self as you relax and refresh and renew. And in the next couple days, you can take it easy on yourself and notice anything that might be coming up for you. Love it. Let it go. Drink plenty of water. Nurture thyself. I love you so much. So much. And I'm so grateful for you. Just the way you